Hello my friends, welcome back to Keto and the Chaos. My name is Tammy, and on this channel I like to share all my tips and tricks on how I lost 200 pounds without bariatric surgery and how you can be successful on your own weight loss journey. So if that's what you're looking for, don't forget to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for more videos like this one to inspire you to get started. My top 3 tips. Hello everyone, and welcome back to an exciting video. This week's video is the final culmination of my 12-week summer keto cut for 2022. I'm so glad that you stopped to check in on me to see how my cut went and what the final results are. If you didn't watch some of the other videos, this is going to be exciting to see. If you've been watching all along, thank you so much for being such a great friend to always keep me in your thoughts. I appreciate the support so much. Before we get started, I just wanted to mention that if you're wondering where I purchase things, or if there's any discount codes for the things you might see in my videos, or if you're looking for the information on how you can join me in this weight loss journey, don't forget to check out the description below. There should be a little more icon or triangle or something that you can push that will drop down all the information, and all the information about everything that you might think to ask me is probably in that section below. Also, because this video is going to be kind of sectioned off into different sections, and maybe you're just here because you want to just see the final results, I'm going to try really hard to put down time codes in the description as well so that you can find the parts of the video that you're most interested in. I'm hoping that you will watch the whole thing, but if you don't have time for that, I'm going to try and include those in the description. So there's your little plug to check out the description. There's lots of great stuff down there. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you everything that I ate for week 12 on my keto weight loss summer cut. This is the final week, the final push to the end before I start into fall and my crazy life. Summer is just the easiest time for me to try and lose weight because I'm home most of the time. We don't go anywhere, and that's because we go so hard all year with homeschooling, and I'm a dance mom of 5 competition dancers, and I'm a dance photographer. Life is just crazy, and so I try and get as much done in the summer as I can because it's pretty much the only time that I have super uber control over what I am eating. But in this video, I'll show you everything I ate for the final push, all my weigh-ins from this week, any exercise that I happen to have done, a 360 body view before and after for this week. And of course, I'm also going to be showing you, after all of that, towards the end, I will be showing you some kind of 360 body view or slideshow or something to show you the progress over the 12 weeks. So that's exciting. I haven't been showing that in every video, and so this is going to be hopefully a dramatic reveal. I actually have not yet looked at it myself, so I do not know how dramatic it is, so I'm hoping it's pretty great. I feel like it's gone really well, so hopefully it will. I'm also going to be showing you the doctor visits that I had this week. I'm going to be talking about the results from the ones that I was able to see this week. If you guys know, if you've been watching this a little bit of time, I have been trying to get diagnosed for quite a few things because I've been putting them off for years, and I'm finally getting to the point where I can deal with my issues. So I'll be talking about that, and also, of course, I will be showing you the data, the final result of the 12 weeks, and how far I got, and whether I felt like it was successful or not, and all of that. I'll be talking about that after the footage. So all that is to say, welcome. I hope you enjoy this fun video. I'm pretty happy with how things went, and I hope you will be inspired to start your own journey. And like I said, in the description, there's a link to my Facebook group where I offer kind of group coaching for how to do this. So if you're looking to get started, you can check out that stuff in the description. It's time to get started. Let's get to the footage. today I am in the car. It's Dave's birthday. Happy birthday, Dave. We are going to a family thing, and I'm eating a quick bowl of keto, perfect keto sludge on the way. If you're new, you don't probably know what this is, but if you're not new, you definitely know, but it's 1 cup of Greek yogurt mixed with 1 scoop of perfect keto protein powder, some lemon juice, almond milk to thin it, and lemonade Mio. And then on top I've got 30 grams of blueberries and 25 grams of sugar-free great value spray whipped cream. I'm going to be taking Dave out for food for his birthday today, so that's what our next thing is going to be, and I will show you guys what we ate. Alrighty guys, it is 1:30 on Monday and I'm about to have my first meal of the day. Today I am having 26 grams of center cut bacon, 30 grams of mozzarella cheese fried in a pan, 2 eggs, and my regular sludge with 50 grams of raspberries, and that's going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 10 o'clock on Monday. Why do I always forget the day of the week? It's not even the beginning of the week. And I am having some wings. I am having 9 wings with ranch and a salad with ranch, and that's going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's Tuesday. Don't come in here looking like that. It's Tuesday at 1:40. I'm about to have my first meal of the day. I am having 2 eggs, 31 grams of fried mozzarella cheese, my regular sludge made with 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 1 scoop of perfect keto vanilla protein powder, and on top I've got 30 grams of blueberries and 25 grams of sugar-free whipped cream and a Built Bar. That's going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it is almost 9 o'clock on Tuesday night and I'm about to have my final meal of the day. This is, I guess you call it buffalo chicken dip. I use 12 and a half ounces of canned chicken, microwaved with 2 ounces of cream cheese and 40 grams of cheddar cheese and some Frank's or Red Hots and salt and pepper. And then I've got about 300 grams of celery that I'm going to dip in it. And that is going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it is 2 o'clock on Wednesday and I'm having my first meal of the day. I am having, hey, I'm recording a video here, be quiet. I'm having 2 eggs, 2 pieces of provolone cheese fried in a pan, and my regular keto sludge and a Built Bar. That's going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 9 o'clock on Wednesday and I'm having my final meal of the day. I'm having 250 grams of chicken thighs, 200 grams of green beans, and a Built Bar. That's going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it is, I just looked at the time. It is 1:30 on Thursday and I'm about to have my first meal of the day. Today I am having 2 eggs, a piece of Swiss cheese, a Built Bar, and my regular sludge with 30 grams of blueberries, and that is going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 9:30 on Thursday. I just got home from doing a family photo shoot. It was super fun, and I'm about to have my last meal of the day. I guess I'm on a buffalo chicken kind of kick because yesterday I had buffalo sauce with my thighs and I had that buffalo dip and then I had wings. I'm like, I'm just on a buffalo chicken thing this week, I guess. So this is something I just kind of came up with. We had leftover of those chicken thighs, so I peeled off the skin and I put 180 grams of the chicken meat on top of Quest chips with 30 grams of cheddar cheese, 20 grams of sour cream, and some Frank's Red Hots on top to make me some buffalo nachos. And I'm also going to have a Built Bar, and that is going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, good morning. I am actually in the parking garage for my voice therapy clinic. I realized in my last video that I totally never recorded anything about the ENT visit and about how they stuffed a camera down my nose and had to numb me up and all things. I have literally no idea what to expect from here, but basically I was diagnosed with vocal nodules, and which is kind of why my voice is low and gravelly, and also muscle tension dysphonia, which means that I'm using these muscles to make my voice instead of my diaphragm. So this therapy is supposed to teach me how to use my voice correctly so I don't have to quit YouTube. or singing, or all of the reading Harry Potter out loud to my kids, or all of the things I do. I'm nervous. It's supposed to be a 90-minute appointment. I don't know what they're going to do to me. I don't know if any more cameras are going down my throat. It's possible. But I don't know if I can film anything in there. So I'm doing this so that I don't forget to tell you guys how the appointment went, because with the ENT, I totally didn't even do that at all, apparently. So sorry about that. And I'm going to give you guys as much of an update as I can. I'm a little nervous, but kind of excited, because I've had this voice issue for like 20 years on and off. And it's kind of nice to know that there's like something I can do to like help, that I can do myself, that it doesn't involve like surgeries and things like that. So anyway, off to my voice therapy appointment.
So what I'm gonna do, you're gonna hold this right about here. Do you feel this little piece of Velcro? You can just kind of put your finger on that so it stays flush against your skin. And then you'll stick your tongue out. I'm gonna hold the tip of your tongue with a little piece of gauze, and then we'll just peek over the back of your tongue. And you'll be saying E. I'll guide you through the whole thing.
Do I say E while you're putting the thing in, or wait till you tell me to?
I'll tell you when.
Okay.
Yep, I'll say start saying E, and then we will go ahead. It's just a little bit foggy. But we're gonna get
like
crazy.
I'm saying A.
Really just think in your head.
I tried it.
Yeah, it's a little hard.
Not being able to smile at the same time is hard.
I know, and then I'm lightly holding the tip of your tongue is a little.
It's different.
It is different. Okay, stick out your tongue. I'm just gonna rub this on the tip of your tongue. Okay, stick it out as far as you can. Back out again. We're still foggy. Go ahead, say E. And again. And again. Now give me a little lower E, more in your speaking range. Okay, now give me a soft E. Okay, now I want you to go low to high. Okay, high to low. So this is your throat, that's your epiglottis, these are the arytenoid cartilages, and this is your vocal cords. Down here, this little black space, when the vocal cords open up, you're gonna see that's your trachea, which is your airway that goes down to your lungs. This is your vocal cords vibrating. Right here is where you're seeing a little bit of that bump. They're right here. See it again in just a minute. You can see a little bit of increased vascularity too, which just means your veins are more prominent. Here is that bump on the right. Here is that bump on the left. In real life, this is actually flip-flopped. So even though this is on the right side of my screen, this is actually your left vocal cord. And then even though this is on the left side of my screen, this is your right vocal cord. And you can see when you're quiet, those bumps are hitting and creating a little gap. So you can see a gap in the front, gap in the back, because those bumps are more prominent. Those are the first things to collide when your vocal cords come together and you're using your voice.
All right, so that was not as difficult as I imagined it was going to be. I'm kind of glad they did the scope so that I was just out of the way, because I was hoping they wouldn't make me an appointment for it and then have me be like anxiety ridden over it. But I also was like scared that they would do the scope at the same time. Anyway, so you guys got to see a lot because she actually encouraged me to film it, and she thought that was cool to like share it with the world. So there you go. You know more about vocal cords than you probably ever needed to know. I do have nodes on my cords, which you saw, and the muscle tension. So she gave me some exercises to try and practice getting my voice to be in the front of my face and up here rather than down in here. So right now I'm talking with my forward voice up here. You can kind of hear it. It's different. And this is my regular voice back here in my throat. And I actually moved just because it's like I'm trying my brain to like get, see, that's my regular voice. It's really gravelly and it's like in here. But if I concentrate, I can make my voice come out here in the front. So if I can keep doing that, I should be able to let my vocal cords heal and the nodes will no longer touch each other. And that's the whole idea. So they scheduled me for an appointment in 3 weeks, even though I'm not sure. She wanted to see me in 1 to 2 weeks, but they scheduled me 3 weeks. So hopefully I'll survive. But I'm supposed to practice these things and then come back and check in with her and demonstrate my newfound skills of speaking forward versus speaking in my throat, which is my normal. So I'm practicing on you right now. It's really hard. It's going to be, see, I just went to my throat. It's going to be messing with my brain a little bit because I'm going to have to really think about everything. Anyway, it was great. And I will keep you guys updated on my progress. And she didn't say I had to quit my whole life. So that was good. But she did encourage me to take vocal rest as much as I can, so I will talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, it's 1 o'clock and I'm about to have my first meal of the day on Friday. I am having 2 eggs, 26 grams of bacon, 1 piece of Colby Monterey Jack cheese, and some of my sludge. And that is going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it is Friday night and apparently buffalo is the theme of the week. Tonight I'm having wings again, with a salad with ranch, and that's going to be my last meal of the day. Okay guys, it is Saturday. It is 4:10 in the afternoon and I'm finally eating. It has been quite a busy day and I have not had time to eat. I had taken a Built Bar with me to eat on the road, but I didn't do it, and so I'm going to have it with my first meal of the day, which is 2 eggs, mozzarella cheese, sludge with 50 grams of raspberries, and the Built Bar. That's going to be my first meal of the day. Alright guys, it is 9:45 and I am about to eat my final meal of the day. I'm having 200 grams of spaghetti squash topped with 8 ounces of 93.7 ground beef, 150 grams of Rayo's marinara, and 30 grams of mozzarella cheese. That's going to be my last meal of the day. Right, so that was a lot. That was just 1 week of my life. As you probably noticed, I didn't have any exercise in my video this week. There were a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm still dealing with runner's knee and I'm really trying to heal it up before I have to start clogging, which starts up this next week. I'm really worried about dancing on this knee, and so I was trying to take it as easy as possible. Also, I was having some issues with my shoulder that seems to have resolved, but I didn't want to do any heavy lifting just in case I was tearing something. I want to really take care of my body. I am getting up there in years. I mean, I'm not ancient by any means, but I am 47, almost 48. and I need to be taking care of myself in more ways than just diet and nutrition. So I didn't do any exercise this week. It feels kind of weird. I mean, I did do some stomach crunches and things like that because I didn't need to use my other muscles for that, but I didn't really film it or anything. And it was small. It wasn't like a lot. It was just a little, 3 sets kind of deal. But regardless, I feel like I still was fairly active this week. I had a lot going on. And of course, homeschooling, super high stress. Speaking of stress, I did have my ADHD appointment on Monday, like I mentioned in my last video, and was basically diagnosed immediately. They did like an 18-question questionnaire, and I answered all the questions honestly and truthfully, and then I had just like a little chat with the doctor. We determined that I would try medicating the same way my daughter is medicating, with the exact same dosage, which is great. And it seems to be working really well. So I told her how, I've been questioned whether or not I really have ADHD just because I don't have a doctor's diagnosis for it. And she laughed and she said, "Oh girl, I knew you had ADHD within 5 minutes of meeting you." And I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. So it was nice to be validated, and it was nice to get a diagnosis. It's nice to have a prescription. I am taking methylphenidate, which is the generic form of Ritalin, 20 milligrams in the morning. It does seem to wear off by the afternoon, so I may have to discuss maybe doing 2 10s or a 20 and a 20. I don't really want to do a 20 and a 20, but I know that this week going to the dance studio in the afternoon as the Ritalin is wearing off is going to be challenging. But I do appreciate how it helps me stay so calm during homeschool. It helps me be able to focus on all 3 of my kids and really be able to get learning done versus me feeling overwhelmed all the time and feeling like I need a break all the time, which has been really good. And the combination of me and my daughter also being on it is good combo. She's coming a long way and it's going really, really well. So this week has been, I don't even know how to explain it. I had a lot going on, and yet I felt calm. And normally when I have a lot going on, I'll get real up in my feelings, and I get really stressed out, and I chew my teeth a lot. I noticed that on the Ritalin that I wasn't doing as much of this as I normally do. And speaking of that, you saw in the clips that I went to see the vocal training doctor, and I think, she didn't say so, but I think there might be a really heavy correlation between me having ADHD and me having vocal nodules and the muscle tension dysphonia that I am now dealing with. The nodules are probably caused from overuse of my voice, and the ADHD does tend to make me a little bit more boisterous. And so I think there's a correlation, and I'm hoping that also a side effect of the medication will help me to be able to control my voice a little better and to be able to think clearly and remember to use it correctly. I'm practicing right now, and it's working so far. I'm keeping my voice forward here instead of here, which is where I normally talk. So it's a little different, and it's a little hard to get used to, and it's going to take a lot of practice, but I have high hopes that I'm going to be able to do this. The combination of being able to think clearly combined with the knowledge of what I need to do, here's hoping. And of course, I'll keep you updated. Now, the vein doctor, I was not able to get an appointment. I called them. Finally, it's been 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it feels like it's been forever, and they haven't called me. So I finally called them to make the appointment, and they said, "Oh, well, we don't take your insurance." So when I called back my doctor, they said, "What? Like, they don't take the insurance?" Like, they were shocked. They gave me another one, and I have not yet called them back. So I don't think they're sending the referral to that one. I don't know. It's so confusing. I'm so lost. But I shall be focusing on the vein doctor this week. That is my goal. We shall see how it goes. So yeah, let's get to the data, the official data for the 12 weeks. I am now complete with my summer cut. I did not stay in as low of a calorie deficit as I was hoping, but I did stay pretty stable in my following of what my plan was without going off plan too many times. I did go off plan a little bit this Sunday. It was not a diet break week, but it was Dave's birthday and we didn't have time to really celebrate, and there was a lot going on. And so I took him out to dinner. I took him to dinner and I ate food. So I did go over my calories on Sunday, but you know, I digress. So my calories for the week ended up being 2139, 1537, 1600, 1520, 1474, 1445, and 1555 for an average of 1610. Now for the last few weeks, I've been in the 1600s pretty much. Last week was 1657, the week before that 1608, and the week before that was 1560. So, and I feel like I've already started my reverse diet since I've kind of already pushed up from 1400 to 1600 calories over the last couple of months. So even though this technically was a cut, I've already feel like I've started the reverse diet, and I will be talking about what exactly a reverse diet means and how I'm going to be doing that in the fall coming up in a second, but I wanted to continue going over the results first before I get into that. So my average, like I said, my average calories for the week was 1610. My average protein for the week was 158. So I like to keep my grams of protein to be 10% of my calorie grams, which puts them at 40% of my calorie intake. So for 1610, I should have had 161. I hit 158. Really, really close, almost 40%, and I'm very, very proud of keeping my protein high, even though I had a day where I ate a lot of extra things. My carbs for the week were 27, a little on the high side, but not terrible, and my fats were 88, which is right in my range. So I feel comfortable with what I did this week for my last push. I did consider trying to get into even more of a deficit, but I feel like my motivation is waning, knowing that I'm closer to eating more food. And so I didn't try and eke out a little bit of extra weight loss this week. I probably could have, but I just didn't. So as far as the weights went, a little disappointing, not terribly exciting. 193, 192.4, 194.6. What on earth was that? I think that was the bump 2 days later from the overeating on Dave's birthday. But then it went right back down, 192.6. So that totally skewed my whole average for the week, which is lame. 192, 192.4, 192.4 for an average of 192.7. I like to go by average weight for the week. So 192.7 is my official weigh-in for this week, and that is a 0.7 gain from last week, and where I lost 0.9 last week, basically regained what I lost last week, which was kind of disappointing, I have to admit. It does put me at a 10-pound loss for the entire cut, which is less than half of what I have done in the past. I'm really guessing that a lot of the weight I put on is not real fat, but lipedema fat, much to my chagrin. It has been very difficult to lose, much more difficult. Now, granted, I was eating between 100 and 300 calories more than when I've done a summer cut in the past, but that doesn't really equal out to be another 14 pounds of weight loss, which the last time I did this cut, I think I lost 24 pounds. I could be wrong about that, but I know it was at least 20. So while I am kind of disappointed in that number, I also have to be realistic. I know that a lot of the weight I gained was from the lymphatic fluid that soaked into my lipedema, my existing lipedema fat. Now, if you don't understand what I am talking about, I have a whole video talking about that. Look up my lipedema video, but this happened post-surgery. It does not happen to everyone. Lymphedema, minor lymphedema, swelling, does happen to everyone who has a tummy tuck. When you sever the lymphatic system, it happens to everyone. But for me, the swelling settled in my existing lipedema fat, which is a disordered fat, and it's difficult for the body to access it, to burn it. It's very, very difficult. Keto seems to be the best way, so I did a keto push this summer just because I really wanted to have the best chance of decreasing it, and I did decrease it quite a bit. So let us go over the inches lost for the cut, because I feel like the inches lost tell a better story and are a little bit more, a little bit less abysmal. So I started the measuring on Sunday, June 5th, okay? And my current weight that day was 202.4. And I was wearing a firm size 12 in my pants and a large shirt. Whereas before surgery, I had been wearing a size 8 to 10 in pants, depending on the brand, and a size small in shirts, okay? So that is where I started out. My first measurement, we'll just go over each measurement before and after the cut. That'll probably be the easiest way to do this. So my bust at the beginning of the cut was 42.5 inches. My current bust measurement today was 39, which was the same as last week. So I didn't go down any more from last week, but that's a total loss on my bust of 3.5 inches. My underbust, which is my rib cage, started out at 34. As of today, my underbust was 32. And that was a 1/2 inch loss for this week. Yay! And a total loss of 2 inches for the full 12 weeks. The irony is that I was somehow 30 inches around before I had my surgery. And now I cannot even imagine losing any more around there. I really feel like when he did the muscle repair and pulled the muscles forward, that it made it so I couldn't tighten it made my waist, my actual natural waist around larger because I couldn't squish in my guts. That's the only thing I can think of that could have made that measurement be so much bigger because I'm down to my ribs. Like I just don't have anything left to lose right there. In my back, maybe a little, but it doesn't look any bigger than it did before surgery to me. I really don't know how that works, but it seems kind of crazy. Anyway, let's move on. My left arm was 12.5 inches, which before surgery it was 10.5. So some of that lymphatic fluid did settle in my lipedema fat in my arms, and sadly, I really haven't had a lot of improvement in my arms. My left arm is still 12 inches, which is only 1/2 inch loss for the entire cut, which was so disappointing. My right arm started at 12.75, and it is now same as my left, which is 12, which is a 3/4 inch loss on my right arm. So even though I've lost so much in my bust and I can fit into a size small again in the bust, almost, definitely medium, my arms have prevented me from being able to really go down a size, and I'm still wearing a size large shirt because my arms are really big and they cannot fit into very many long sleeve shirts. And the long sleeves I gotta have because I gotta cover up these babies because they are scary when they are outside. I don't think people understand, like, they're not scary to me, but I think other people look at them and go, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to make people uncomfortable, which is silly, but I wear long sleeve shirts. It just makes me feel better. It's not that I'm ashamed of myself or anything. I'm more comfortable like that. And it's hard to find them that fit my arms. So my waist, what started out at 36.5, and before surgery, I could pull the thing tight around my waist through all my loose skin and chubs and get to 27. Even if I pull that thing tight, I couldn't get any smaller than 36.5. So if that's telling you like how much my waist grew just from the surgery and lymphedema alone, it's crazy. And that was literally at the summer. So that was beginning of the summer. So that was almost a year post-op. Crazy. The swelling does go up and down though, and it may have been a high swelling day. I don't know for sure. But today, my waist measured 33. And honestly, I cannot even imagine losing 6 more inches around my waist. Like, I just don't even know how. But I mean, maybe it's possible. I don't know. But that was a 1/2 inch loss for this week. And a total loss of 3.5 inches for the 12 weeks, which is fantastic. So now we come to the scary lipedema areas, my hips, booties, thighs, and knees. Those are my areas where the lipedema fat really settled and grew quite large after the surgery and didn't go down. So that's where I was really hoping to lose a lot. I was expecting to lose more in my upper body, but I did not. It's kind of strange. But anyway, my hips at the very beginning of this cut, at the beginning of the summer, was 41 and a half. So when I say my hips, I'm meaning like right about 2 inches below my belly button, right underneath my top hip bone. I don't know, it's hard to describe because I have high hip bones, but it's not around my actual booty. So it's like right above where I measure for my booty, 41 and a half. So that's not the widest part of me. And today my hips measured 38, which was a 1/2 inch drop from last week and a total loss from the 12 weeks of 3.5 inches, just like my waist. So that was really great. I did have some success there. A lot of that has to do with the fact that my belly swelling is going down. My lymphatic system must be healing a little bit. I do still have a lot of swelling from the surgery, not the lipedema. I do still have a lot of swelling from the surgery, quite a bit. And it has gone down significantly in the last few weeks. So I really feel like that's a lot of that was that. Okay, so my booty, which has a lot of lipedema fat in it, was also lifted up during my surgery, gave it a nice shape, which I'm happy about, and I do not mind the size of it right now, but I do want to wear smaller clothes. My original booty measurement was 43 and a half, which isn't terrible. I mean, it could be way worse. And today it was 40 and a half inches, and that is a 3-inch loss around my booty. So I didn't lose as much around there as I did my waist and hips, which probably means that's because there's a lot more lipedema fat in that area, but I did lose a significant amount, in my opinion, for 12 weeks. So my left thigh was 21 and a half at the beginning, and my right thigh was 22.25. So it was a full 3/4 inches bigger around my right thigh than my left, which I was concerned about and thought, uh-oh, that's not good. But today, both of my thighs, well, my left thigh measured 20 inches, which is 0 down from last week, and my right thigh measured 20 and a half, which is a 1/2 inch loss from last week, and puts them almost equal. So my left thigh has lost 1.5 inches since the beginning of the cut, and my right thigh has lost 2.25 inches, just around my thigh, just from compression, diet, calorie deficit, losing whatever regular fat that I maybe had in my legs, hopefully shrinking the lymphedema fat, and definitely pushing the lymphatic fluid out of my legs. It has made a big, big, big difference, and I'm so happy about that. My knees were my main concern because they swelled up so bad. I mean, I've always had kind of bigger knees, but they swelled up majorly bad. I don't know if you guys remember the picture that I posted, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, girl, get thee to a doctor, right? Like, they had swelled up so bad when I did my photography days back in April and May that I was scared. Plus, I got a lot of pain, and so I was really worried about that. When I began this in June, my left and right knees were both 18 inches, but during this cut, I've had them go up to 19 from swelling. It's crazy. I'm still having pain and issues in my knees, so it's been kind of up and down and all over the place. But today, my left knee was measuring 17 inches and my right knee was measuring 16 and a half. That was the same measurements from last week, so no decrease from last week, but still major difference from the beginning, which puts me at 1 inch on my left and 1.5 inches on my right knee for the cut. Any decrease in my knees is going to be good. It's going to be better for me. My pain is a lot less, and now I've got pain from the runner's knee problem. Go figure, but the pain from the actual fat around my knees is hurting way less. I hardly notice it. And of course my calves, which really didn't seem like problem areas to me, but really do have some lymphatic fluid in them still. But my left and right calf were both 15.25 when I started this cut, and they are both, as of today, 14 inches, which means my right calf went down 1/4 inch from last week, but my left didn't, and that is a total loss of 1.25 inches off my calves, which I didn't even think were that big in 12 weeks. So total loss over the entire cut, 20 25 inches. And it used to be that my inches and my pounds would line up. And if I had lost the 24 pounds that I lost the one time during the cut, 25 inches would have been like exactly what I would expect to lose. So that was kind of crazy that they don't line up, but I will definitely take the inches lost. That was still an impressive improvement in the size of my body. And excitingly, I did go back to my size 8-10 pants size that I was wearing. I can wear almost all of my pants that I was wearing pre-surgery. There's a couple that are still a teeny bit too tight, but most of them will fit pretty comfortably, and some are even loose. And so I had to go down a size in compression garments, which was great, and that was exciting. So I lost at least a pant size, maybe a little more on my lower body, which I'm shocked because I expected with lipedema that I would be able to lose it all up here and not down here. Now, I think part of the reason I didn't lose any of this bulk in my arms is because I'm not wearing compression. I really feel like compression has had a lot to do with the decreasing of the size of my limbs. I really would like to do the double wrapping where they wrap you like you can't walk or anything. I don't know how I'd fit it into my life, but I really feel like that might help me still, squeezing it even more, just like really getting that lymphatic fluid out of there so it's not sitting, because I really feel like there's still some free-flowing lymphedema fluid. I hope that during these videos you will understand the difference. There are two things, lipedema and lymphedema, and they are not the same thing, but the lymphatic fluid that might be sitting in there, I'd like to get rid of it if it's possible, and I'm going to be looking into that definitely in the future. Okay, so I bet you're excited with that 25-inch loss to see exactly what that looks like in video and pictures. So now let's move to the part of the video where I show you the dramatic before and after for this year's summer cut. This is exciting for me. It was the first time I ever felt brave enough to actually do bra and panties. I've never shown bra and panties from the beginning of my journey, except for the videos where I did my loose skin, and that was extremely uncomfortable for me. And this is actually fun. This is exciting. I'm not embarrassed. It doesn't bother me. My arms don't even bother me that much anymore. And my legs, I mean, I'm not that stressed over it right now. So I'm pretty excited and proud to share with you my before and after for my 12 weeks. Don't forget to hang around for the end because we're going to talk about what's next. And I'll catch you guys on the other side of this exciting reveal.
Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing, no. I just want you to know. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing, no. I just want you to know. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah.
Okay, so what did you think of that? I haven't actually seen it yet, but I just know it was amazing. I just know. I remember what the before and after looked like just after 6 weeks. And I know I've lost so much more since then in inches. So plus I could actually see, I swear I could actually see my ab lines. Maybe you couldn't see it. And honestly, I actually looked better the day before, and I almost filmed something on Saturday because I did swell up like I was worried about because of my ovulatory cycle coming on. But my measurements still were okay, so I decided to go ahead and film it. I still feel like it's pretty dramatic. Yesterday I could see my abs a little bit more, so maybe it would have been more fun to do it yesterday, but I didn't. I decided to do it on the day like I said I would. I'm very, very, very happy with my progress. Very excited. The clothes I'm wearing, I feel confident. I feel a lot better than I did 12 weeks ago. I was frustrated 12 weeks ago. I was nervous 12 weeks ago. I was scared about my lipedema diagnosis. And well, I haven't officially been diagnosed, but my self-diagnosis of lipedema, I was scared that that was going to really get in the way of my progress. And while it has, mentally and emotionally, my brain has accepted it, and I've just accepted it as part of my life. I know it could be a lot worse, and I'm grateful for where I am, and I'm really proud of myself. So what is next? What is happening next? My plan for the fall was to do a reverse diet. Now, if you are new to my channel, you may not have seen the last time I reverse dieted, and you may not have watched Colin Dewey's channel, but if you are interested in everything reverse dieting, Colin is the one to watch. Colin Dewey, Dewaay. Be sure to tell him that I sent you there. He is fantastic. He has helped me so much with his videos. I cannot even tell you how grateful I am to know that once you're done with a diet, there's like something you can do to help you to keep it off. So I shall be starting my reverse diet. Technically, I've already kind of started because I started at 1400 at the beginning of this cut and I ended up at 1600. Wasn't originally my plan, but I have definitely moved up in the calorie range. I'm also pretty comfortable in this calorie range. So knowing that this week is my ovulatory week and I shall gain weight and I shall swell up like a giant balloon, I don't want to go all crazy on the food. I decided that my goal is to stick to the 1600 that I've been hitting, which means I probably will go a little over because mentally I always feel like I can eke a little bit out of it, above it, and not feel punished. I don't know, feel like I'm going off plan. Not punished, I don't punish myself. That's one thing I let go a long time ago, but that's why when I regain weight, I don't go on this whole like, oh no, I regained. Oh no, I have to start over thing. No, there's no starting over for me. This is just another step in the journey. Even if I was to put on a ton of weight, I would never say like I completely failed or I backtracked or I have to start over. I don't feel like there's a start over. There's just a continuation of the journey. There's just a, okay, let's get back on track kind of attitude now to have now. And I think that's a lot why I've been so successful where others have failed. It has been a mind shift, and I probably will do a video about that at some point, a little bit more about that mind shift and how to get it. But it really just comes with over time. It just really comes with talking to yourself in a positive way, not beating yourself up when you go off plan, choosing to go off plan when you need to, and making it a choice, accepting the consequences, and then just moving back on with your plan in life. So that is kind of where I'm at right now. So this week, my goal is to stay at 1600. I'll probably push it a little higher. Who knows? I will gain weight. It's a 100% guarantee, not because of my calories, but because I'm ovulating, and that's just facts. The idea of a reverse diet is to control your adding of food back in, to control it so that you don't lose control when ghrelin comes to call, and your hunger hormones will sense that you're eating a little bit more food and it will make you more hungry. I've already experienced this just on the cut with raising my calories a little, and as you raise calories, it happens like that. But if you raise them a little bit at a time, it's like ghrelin doesn't come out and it's a little bit less and it's a little bit more manageable. And plus, when you know that you're tracking things and you're keeping track and you're doing a plan, it kind of helps you. This way, you can eke out a little bit more weight loss on your reverse diet versus just being like, I'm done, I'm eating all the things and having a quick regain, because you will, if you jump all the way up to maintenance calories, have some sort of a regain. If you don't want a regain or you just can't mentally handle that, sometimes it's better to add your calories in a little bit at a time so that your body slowly moves up the metabolism to kind of keep up with it. And then you can see how high you can push it up, which is the goal of a reverse diet. Used to be something that bodybuilders would do to see how much food they can consume without gaining weight when they were on their off season. And now it's a way for people who have lost a lot of weight to have control of how to reintroduce calories back in. Now, one misconception I'm always getting is that you have to add carbs. You do not. So reverse dieting just has to do with calories. It does not have anything to do with carbs. It's really your choice how you choose to do it. But for me, I got to a place where I couldn't really add more fat without feeling uncomfortable. I just am not a high fat kind of girl. And so I added in carbs last time. I don't know what I will do this time. I'm going to play it by ear and I will keep you updated as I go. But be warned, if you choose to watch the reverse diet series, you may be confronted with me choosing to go back to eating oatmeal and fresh fruit and those carbs that really help me feel normal, which, you know, I mean, it's kind of important to me to feel like I'm eating like a regular person. I know I can't eat like a regular person. I have lipedema. I have gluten intolerance. I have these issues that I cannot eat like a regular person, as in I can't just go and grab some donuts when I feel like it and then just work it off at the gym. That doesn't really work for me. But that doesn't mean that I can't eat some carbohydrates or push my carbohydrates up to 50 or 100 even. So I may do that, and I will warn you in advance. So if you're a keto follower, you may not want to watch the reverse diet series. I'm going to put a lot of warnings as I go. I know this is a keto channel, and it's been nice to be back in the keto space where people are interested, who are interested in keto, are watching to see what I'm doing. But this is my life we're talking about, and I don't intend to always stay keto just for YouTube and the views. I feel like very confident in my abilities to know what I need. And I'm going to go with what I need at the moment. I'm just going to know what I need. And so I hope that you guys can trust me and follow along on the journey. So I know I'm a little bit more low when I'm on my methylphenidate, but yeah, and I'm working on my voice thing. I just did you hear that? I'm in my throat again. This is my forward voice. Gosh, this is really, really hard with YouTube, but I'm going to work on it. I have now talked to you for a very long time. It's probably a good idea for me to go rest my voice now, and I hope that you guys will check in on me next week and see how things are continuing to go as we go into dance crazy. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you all again soon.
Something you and me,